Hello, everyone. I wanted to jump in again today to continue keeping you up to date with Megan, and I'm going to shut off my phone so you don't hear the pinging. Just bear with me. There we go. It continues to be, an incredible journey in a way that is not an exciting journey. It is a journey that requires faith, belief in self, tenacity, courage, and so much more. Meagan's continues to, I'm going to say, work towards getting more stabilized. However, there is still some virus or something that is creating havoc in her body. So her blood sugars remain higher than they would like. They are higher than they actually should be for a young woman who's 24 and diabetic. So there's something, it's a sign that there is something underlying that is causing the sugar to remain high. So tests that have already been sent out have not come back yet. They are doing more, and they will be doing a CT of her, the area of her neck today as well. So, you know, there's, for me, this is about what can you learn from this experience? What can I share with you that can impact you? What have I said to Meagan? What have I suggested she pay attention to? And one of the things was when they were putting the central line in her neck, when the surgeon was putting the needle in, her vein would collapse around it, and it would balloon back out. However, the body was kind of feeling like it was under attack, and she's been through so much. So one of the things I shared with her was, you know, the importance of relaxing and breathing properly. That is one thing. And now I'm gingerly saying that because one of the things the paramedics had said that was she was dizzy because she wasn't breathing well. It wasn't that. This is about how do you address pain when it's coming into your body. And you need to breathe out when the pain is there. So now the next day, Meagan needed to move in her bed, and she was so weak and very scared. So I said to her, this is what I want to share with you that's important. We have a plethora of experiences that we've gone through in our life. And if we look back at them and judge them, then we don't get to really benefit from them. So it's remembering the challenge, how we addressed it, faced it, and moved into it and moved to the other side. That's what's really important. So as she was afraid, and I get it, my gosh, she's been through so much and so much pain in her body. However, I said to her, do you remember last year? These kids had a year of so much misery. I said, do you remember a year ago? You really couldn't even roll over in your bed. You couldn't even roll on your side, and you couldn't walk. It was excruciating, and that was from a medical incident as well. However, what's important here is I shared with her to remember that experience and draw strength from it. Now, a lot of us focus on experiences that we've had that have been so miserable and traumatizing. Of course, you know, when you look at them, you want to get pulled into them, and you want to relive it. And I'm inviting you not to relive that aspect of it, but to draw on it and let it give you strength that you need in the moment. So as much as she's going through right now, I was had a front row seat last year when she couldn't roll, she couldn't move in her bed. And it took 20 minutes to an hour for her to actually get to the edge of her bed. So I asked her to consider drawing on that energy, drawing on the strength, because that was in this experience, in that moment, that was worse than what she had to go through. So she remembered that and she drew strength from that. And I watched her shimmy slowly with the help from the nurses. The nurses have been absolutely spectacular. But they helped her and she helped herself shimmy to the edge of the bed. And let me tell you, when I saw her sitting up, after everything she's gone through, when I saw her sitting up, I was like, my heart felt light. And I'll tell you right about now, I'll take anything that feels light. There's a lot that's been going on. So I invite you to consider, what are the challenges and the struggles and the pain, the heartache, the hardship? What are those things that you've gone through in the past? And rather than looking at the circumstances as to who did what and why it happened, what did you do? How did you bring focus back to yourself that you needed to get through to the other side? So what superpower or strength did it give you that enabled you to move forward differently? What was it that is helping you today become and be a better person and a stronger person with more clarity? What were those experiences in your life? And draw from them. Now, the other thing is, through this journey, it's not about being an advocate in one moment. And this I want to share with you. And it's not only about Meagan's experience. From my perspective, it's about life in general, everyday life. We need to be an advocate for ourselves. So I teach women how to make themselves a priority in their life. Now, we think maybe that means eating well, pampering ourselves, getting a massage, a facial, doing things that we want and like. Yes, it's all those things. And making yourself a priority is about being connected to your truth and living from that place. And making that feeling, that knowing that is only yours, making that a priority. So as Meagan goes forward, she's going to need a lot of strength. She's going to need to focus. Does she want to get out of the hospital? Yes, probably 2 days after she got in. However, now it's about helping her stay focused and reminding her that she is in a place where people can take better care of her. They can do the tests. And here's something else I want to share with you. A lot of times beds are limited in a hospital. So they want to get you out sooner. And this isn't a criticism. This is an awareness that I want you to consider for yourself. Pay attention to excuse me, to the loved one that you have in the hospital, and continue to be there for them and be present, and not from a place of anger. Anger really does not benefit in many ways, because you have what I call blurred vision. And when you have blurred vision, you lack clarity. So anger does not create clarity. It can in the moment, as long as you don't stay in that place and continue to move into it deeper and deeper, because then you're going down a rabbit hole that is not going to benefit you. So you need to stay focused and present and be clear. So for me, I wanted the people that are in the hospital, the nurses that are around Meagan, though I'm Meagan's mother, I want them to understand that Meagan has her own house and she lives on her own. And that means that when she leaves the hospital, she needs to be able to support herself, to, in essence, fend for herself. She needs to be able to do that. Now, am I going to support her? Absolutely. However, it means that if there's a virus or something continuing in her body that is wreaking havoc for her, it's best that she stay in the hospital. It would be easy to let her out, and she does not want to be there. However, I want to be there for her and support her so she gets exactly what she needs. And where she is right now is what she needs. So her electrolytes still aren't where they need to be. Her sugars are still high. They are doing further tests. So it continues to be a journey that, in my humble opinion, belief, truth, yeah, it's my truth, that Meagan should have never reached this extent of trauma if people had been willing to look past what they were seeing with their eyes and allowed themselves to do what they needed to do, which would be get my daughter's ass in an ambulance and get it to the hospital, get her to the hospital as quickly as possible. So we need to be advocates not only for others, we need to be advocates for ourselves. And that means we need to consider in every breath and every moment what is right for us, what is our truth. And our truth that is right for us does not make someone else wrong. However, when it comes to health like that, this experience of, I'm going to say, a medical negligence, we have to really pay attention. Otherwise, we are going to slip through the cracks and it could cost us our lives. So I want to end this by saying I appreciate the continued prayers, positive vibes, and positive thoughts, well wishes, because Meagan needs a lot of them. And, as we, wherever you are in the world, we are surrounding my daughter with a lot of love, and love heals. We know that. Even if it's only in theory, we know that. We know it in our hearts, and it's really important. And the best way to be an advocate for others and the best way to be there for others is to be mindful, to be an advocate for yourself and be there for yourself. Always consider in each and every breath and each and every decision that you're about to make, ask yourself if it's in alignment. Does it feel good? If you feel a sense of calmness and peace within you, then you know it's right for you. And don't waver, don't pull away from what you know is right for you. And it doesn't matter who's in front of you. And, I share this with Meagan as well. And there are things that she'll say or she'll do, whatever it is, and they feel right for her. I'm on the outside, I'm like, I don't think so. However, it doesn't matter because I don't want to deter her from doing what's right for her. And I encourage you, especially if you have children, we want to believe that we know what's best for them. There are moments where in this experience, however, Meagan was very clear she did want to go in the ambulance to the hospital. In that moment of a weakened state, then yes, as a mother, as a friend, as a colleague, as an individual, when we want to look out for others, we need to really stay present to that. And if they're in a weakened state and health is an issue, then you want to step forward and do it from a place of respect, no anger, just clarity. Clarity will get you exactly what you need in life. Anger, well, that'll give you something else, and it ain't going to make you feel good in any way, shape, or form. So I want to thank everyone for continuing to be here and sending love and light and prayers and thoughts to Meagan. We really appreciate it. And this is going to be an incredible journey for her. And it's going to, I believe, it's going to leave her in a position where she has so much understanding differently about her life and about the things that really matter. And sometimes we get caught up in the details of what has transpired and we forget what really matters. So I want to encourage you to stay connected to your truth. That moves through you. And I had this thought the other day. You know, they say home is where you hang your hat. No. Home is where your truth lies, and it's within you. Stay home, stay connected, so you can live to see another day and be your best. All right, huge hugs to all of you. I will be updating you more than likely tomorrow. And, you know, the underlying message is to be awake, to be aware, and follow your gut instinct. Stay connected to yourself, not to truths that lie outside of you that belong to other people. What is yours and what do you need for yourself to be the best you can be? Because your life matters, and it doesn't only matter to you, it's going to matter to someone else. All right, huge hugs. Have a fantastic day, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are in the world. Huge hugs.